Tell me about being a sixth grade math teacher.
Oh goodness, sixth grade math teacher. Well, first of all, I love teaching math. It's one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to do here at Scott City Schools, and I did it for a long time. I did it for probably 10 years and taught with some great people, and had lots of students that came through, and we really had a good time.
Tell me about being a middle school principal.
Middle school principal. Well, I did that for 14 years, probably about 4 years too long. Every day was an adventure. You never know what you're gonna run into. Every day you come to school, there's gonna be something different, and there's nothing like the innocence of the young middle school kids and the deceitfulness of the older ones. It just makes for a fun place to be, and a lot of great kids that came through here.
Tell me about being a superintendent during COVID and a bond issue.
I'll take the bond issue every day instead of the COVID mess we had to deal with. It's really hard to explain because my first year as superintendent was the first year that COVID hit, and so I really didn't know a whole lot different than being a superintendent during COVID. I do know that it was an extremely stressful time for myself, my family, our staff, my admin team. I spent a lot of hours at work and a lot of hours here. It was really hard. We had to make some tough decisions, and those decisions weren't always easy, and sometimes they weren't popular, but trying to follow guidelines by the health department and the CDC, it just made things difficult. I think we did a pretty good job during that time. If I could go back, there's some things I would do different, but I think with the information we had, I thought we did a really good job of trying to keep kids in school and keep kids healthy, and I never want to do that again. As far as the bond issue, it was really hard, and there was a lot of time involved with it and a lot of time away from my family, but I spent a lot of evenings talking to people and talking to community members, community groups, going to different meetings, talking about our bond issue. But probably the greatest thing that came out of that was just, for me personally, was just knowing how much our community loved our school, and how proud they are of the things that we've done, the things that we did with that bond issue. And the relationships that I've built with people from that process that I probably would have never thought I would have had a relationship with those people. And it's been, as far as the highlight of my superintendency, I would say that's probably been number one. Just that it's been really rewarding knowing that the voters came out and voted at 93% to pass the bond issue, which is the highest percentage ever in the state of Missouri for a bond issue. So really excited about that.
Tell me about being a baseball coach.
Oh, my first love. Baseball coach. Well, I started here 30 years ago. I was sitting around, one of my good friends was dating Coach Wilthong's daughter, he was the football and baseball coach at the time, and we were working on their house, and Coach Wilthong was there, and we were talking, and he was talking about his assistant coach was leaving, or he wasn't going to have one, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, why don't you come and be the assistant coach?" So I was still in college, but my schedule worked out to where I could start, and that's how I started as a baseball coach here at Scott City. Was with Coach Wilthong 30 years ago. And as far as my working career, that's probably been my favorite thing I've ever done. Baseball is a huge love of mine, and I love coaching it and teaching it. I played all through high school and played in college, and then was able to come here and do that. And the relationships that I built with student athletes over those years, I wouldn't trade that for anything. And we didn't have a lot of success on the field at times. We had some rough years. But I think the things that the kids walked away with from our program is beneficial for them, and that's what we always try to do, is make better kids and make better people. And I could talk all day about my baseball coaching days because I absolutely loved it.
What are you most proud of from all the different hats you have worn during your career here at Scott City?
Oh, that's so hard. That's a really hard question. I think it changes over time. I think the things I'm proud of has changed over time. As I look back over a 30-year career here at Scott City, obviously I cherish my days as baseball coach, and I've enjoyed this role as superintendent, and the bond issue was fun, and being middle school principal was awesome, and really stressful at times. But I think when I look back, probably the years I had in the classroom with the kids and building those relationships. And now looking back, since I've been out of the classroom for almost 20 years, it's almost like, boy, I'd like to go back and just do it one more time. I would be so much better of a teacher, and I just love that aspect of it.
Well, that was it.
All right.